Yo, yo, yo. What up, my peoples? Happy Sunday. Sorry, the montage was over there for a second, I know. Kind of a weird morning. I apologize. 1 second. Take a ride with me. Besides me just not wanting to get out of bed. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good day. Hope everybody's doing well. Jeez. Scatterbrained this morning, man. It's rando moat time already. Feels good. There's Pinky. So close, dude. Holy crappers. Man, where's that sugar at? What's up, dude? Oh, man. I definitely was trying to make up last night for the lack of sleep the night before. Boy, I did not want to wake up. Good day, man. I hope everybody's doing well. We got video gaming news for this morning, and then, as always, we'll play games. More RoboQuest until, I don't know, about 5 more days. But we'll have Wednesday off as well, so about 4 more days of RoboQuest around there. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Let's do what we do, man. Let's dive in here and see what we got. Yeah, dude. We saw this yesterday, man. Why can't I think of the name of this game right now? What is this? This game looks really cool, man. No Rest for the Wicked. Is that what it? Yeah, No Rest for the Wicked. No Rest for the Wicked. Did we get to see the announcement trailer yesterday? Is that what we watched? No. It's like a big trailer. We might watch that this morning, though. Hold on. We might watch that this morning. Maybe we end the news segment with No Rest for the Wicked announcement trailer. We didn't watch the big trailer yesterday, so maybe we'll watch that today. This game looks really dope, though. I'm a sucker for ARPG. You know, that whole top-down hack and slash. I was, Diablo 1 and 2 are 2 of my top 5 favorite games of all time. And so I've got a little bit of a bias towards those types of games. And this game looks good. It does look neat. It's very pretty. I love the art style. And so quite potentially playing this in April. Depending on when we finish Dragon's Dogma 2. What is this? FF7 Rebirth Performance Mode Visual Update. Let's see what they're saying about that. On the way. Okay. Cool. We'll see. We'll see. I've got a list of all the, we touched on this a couple days ago. I've got a list of all the games, big notable games anyways, coming out in March. So if you need that list, I can get it to you. You can find it in our video gaming news channel in the Discord from all the links that were listed 2 days ago. It's around there. Or you can just Google search for it. But it's there. The one I found is from, I think, is that Game Rant? GameSpot, my bad. We've talked about the PS Plus free games already. Looks like the Star Wars strategy game at Bit Reactor under EA is still in development. So another EA bait there for Star Wars, probably. Yeah, Pokemon Day. Is gonna probably have an insane amount of stuff for Pokemon Go. Well, we'll pull this up real quick. Talked about all those job losses. Unfortunate. We got to talk about pizza today, too. Oh, man, I found a little special edition. We talked about this yesterday, too. Ghost of Tsushima PC port. We're probably going to play that once it releases. As good as that game's supposed to be, getting it on PC, we're probably going to play that. Yeah, we talked about this already as well. Here, how about this? I've got an interesting thought here for everybody. God of War. Is Atreus ready for the mantle of protagonist? Now hear me out. Wouldn't it be a much better storyline if Atreus ended up being an antagonist? Come on, man. You can't have God of War without Kratos being the main character. It won't work. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I know they've been kind of cultivating this thing for Atreus to become a big part of this, and he has been. He's been growing into, you know, through adolescence into adulthood through these past two games, and taking on more of a role and a more mature personality through it. How dope would it be, though, if he turned evil? And as Kratos, you had to take out your son. Come on, dude. That is a sick storyline, man. That just works. Game Pass losing 3 games on March 15th. I think we've hit on these two, but let's pull it up and make sure we know. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown comes with a big catch. Let's see what that is. Yeah, we've already talked about that. The new Stardew Valley update. We've been anticipating the new Stardew Valley update 1.6 for a long time. It does seem like there's going to be a lot of great content there, as well as a lot of useful tools for modding the game beyond what it even currently has, which is fantastic. It's supposed to be here this month, I think, which is great. Hades 2. God, I hope it's as good as the first one. Yeah, I love this. Like, what are these articles we keep getting? Like, Helldivers 2 proves that live service games aren't dead, or what was one of the latest ones we saw? It was some game proves that single player, campaign games aren't dead. And it's like, I don't think anybody looks at most genres in the gaming industry and goes, "Oh yeah, that's a dead genre. That's a dead category of gaming." It's like, the problem is bad content or subpar content. There's such a lack of, I think, creativeness, or in large part, large companies are hindering the creative side of development, because you've got these people that, let's take the live service aspect of this, for example. I think Helldivers 2 has worked very well because you had a AA studio, not a super big studio, that was able to kind of do something right along, with what their vision was for what they wanted to bring to the table for the next iteration of what their previous game was. And it works. As opposed to somebody like WB, who goes, "Man, we got a lot of good franchises that we could work with here. Let's turn everything into a game as a service," which is really just a trend word for live service game, and monetize the crap out of it, and not worry about how good the content is, right? So there we go. What up, dude? So, it's so stupid to see these. I feel like all these kinds of articles are just kind of clickbaity. And I think that anybody that thinks that any genre, it's the same thing with like CRPGs, right? Seemed like there were a lot of developers that were like kind of hesitant about making CRPGs anymore almost. And then who comes out with one that just makes, now everybody wants to do a CRPG, probably Larian and Baldur's Gate 3, right? It's like, just because CRPG is like a more traditional way of doing RPGs throughout the history of gaming, doesn't mean it can't be done in a modern way and can't be done very well if a studio knows what the crap they're doing, right? It can be done very, very poorly as well, though. And that goes for any genre of gaming. So it's so stupid for me to see these articles, and for people to get this notion that like a category of gaming is dead, or a genre of gaming is dead, when really it could, in the blink of an eye, come back into being something that is very prominent and very trendy, because one company has had the guts to take on something that people see as being dead and do it very well. How you doing today, buddy? You and Pinky. How you guys doing? Look, I've been talking about this. I don't think it's just MMOs and MMORPGs that are dealing with oversaturation. I think oversaturation's an issue in the entire gaming industry. Solo lethal, can't pause, I am gone. Respect, bro. Respect. Tired, still have a slight headache. God dang, bro. You've had a headache as long as I had one here recently. Jesus. Was this like 3 or 4 days now? Bro, I'm still tired too. I'm still tired too. I finally feel a little bit better today though. Dude, I had that like 4 days of a headache. And then I slept on my shoulder wrong like 3 nights ago. So the past 2 days before today, my shoulder was all jacked. I feel like I probably slept with it like yoinked all the way behind my back or something. It was jacked up. And then yesterday, my back was kind of hurting too. So, and I only got like 4 hours of sleep the night before last. So, I don't know, man. Last night, got more sleep. I feel much better. But never truly go away ever. Really, you just never feel like you don't have a headache? Oh, bro. Yikers, dude. I didn't know that. That sucks. You just never have a day where you feel like you don't have at least some kind of like minor headache? That's insane, dude. God, I'm sorry. How do you sit here and listen to me? How do I not make it worse? Feel like I probably sound like nails on a chalkboard, you know? Interesting, dude. Interesting. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Oof. They never really diagnosed exactly what mine are. Mine start in a specific part of my head, though. And sometimes that's wild. Yeah, I'll look at this, dude. Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. Yeah. Mine start back here. Like back in the lower right part of my head, dude. And dude, I know exactly when they're coming on. And it starts almost like a pulsing or a throbbing. And I can tell pretty quick whenever they come on whether or not it's going to be intense. And I've found some ways to alleviate a lot of the migraine kind of things that I was dealing with. But, dude, when it gets bad, it gets bad. And it just ends up... That's where it's like... It originates, and it kind of starts there, and then it just goes all the way through the rest of my head, dude. It's crazy. And they didn't really know what to... I mean, I had, like, imaging done and stuff. They didn't see anything, and they're like, all right, just take these meds. Here's some Motrin. You know what I mean? Here's some Motrin, bro. You know how it is, dog. That vitamin M, dude. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yep. I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. You know what I mean? I had been on a medication for a long time. One that I needed because of my narcolepsy. Actually, it was a medicine that I had been taking for a long time because of my narcolepsy, and I had started having some bad side effects because of it and stuff, and it was definitely exacerbating the issues with my headaches. I didn't know it at the time, but I started trying all kinds of stuff because I didn't used to deal with headaches, and then all of a sudden, dude, it was like non-stop migraines and stuff, and it was like, what's happening to me, man? Like, I felt like I was like just in a sharp decline health-wise. It felt really terrible, and couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. I mean, it was really bad. So I took myself off of that medication I'd been on for a long time, and things started clearing up a little bit. It's not totally gone. Like I said, I mean, I still deal with headaches and stuff, but it's definitely much better than it was previously. So I had to find, work with doctors and stuff to find other ways to be treated, to not have to use that medication. So, I don't know, it's wild, man. It's wild. Uh-oh. Fell asleep during roll call. So there are different types of narcolepsy too. So there's she might have had narcolepsy with cataplexy. The kind of narcolepsy that everybody associates with the common knowledge kind of narcolepsy is what you see in like media and entertainment and stuff. And that's normally what's going to be referred to as something like narcolepsy with cataplexy, which is a lot of falling asleep indiscriminately and just you can be talking and just fall out or whatever. You know what I mean? It's a really wild thing. The kind I have is different. what I have is this issue where my brain doesn't sleep right. Proven through sleep study, that's how you get diagnosed. But it's an issue where I go like in and out of and I mean rapidly in and out. So I fall asleep real fast, and I don't even go through the levels of sleep correctly. I just can go straight into REM, dude, straight into dream sleep, like boom. I sleep right away, and I don't even go through the correct levels of getting into deep sleep. I can go straight into deep sleep, and then 5 minutes later, I can be straight out of it. You know, so it's like all night long, my brain is just going through these different levels of sleep. In and out, in and out, in and out. So I have crazy dreams all night long and stuff, which is dope. I've always enjoyed that. But I didn't realize it until I got diagnosed with narcolepsy. That's probably why I've always had really crazy dreams all the time. Yeah. So all night long, I'm not getting restful sleep, right? So I can sleep all night long. I'll sleep all night long, but I never stick in REM for an extended period of time. I'm always in and out of it, right? So what happens with people like me is it's another form, it's diagnosed as another form of narcolepsy because you are not ever getting restful sleep. It's sleep, but it's not restful sleep, right? So you always feel tired. So you can sleep 8 hours, you can sleep 10 hours, it doesn't matter. And then you wake up the next day and bam, you're just ready to go back to sleep, dude. You know, it's like you're just a zombie all day. So it's really wild. It sucks. I flipping hate it. I hate it. But again, it could be worse, dude. There's somebody's always got a better somebody out there always has has been given a worse hand than I have. You know what I mean? So, I guess I'd rather be able to sleep and just feel tired than be an insomniac and feel tired. You know what I'm saying? So it's but there are different forms of narcolepsy. Just so people know that I'm not ever going to be. But to be fair, it's very, very easy for me too. I've had it happen in all kinds of different situations. I've had it happen at work whenever I didn't have my medications and stuff. After I've moved, because didn't have medications because I had moved and was getting set up with new doctors and stuff. I'd be in like a work situation where I'd be sitting there at a meeting and I could be engaged in conversation, wide awake. A minute later, I'm outside of the conversation, listening to people, passed out in a chair, dude. Can't help it. Can't help it. It's just, it's something that's totally out of my control. It's really wild. As long as I'm engaged, I'm fine. As long as I'm engaged in things, I'm fine. I don't have that kind of narcolepsy where, I can be engaged in things and just fall out. It doesn't work like that for me. But if I'm not engaged in something, I'll fall asleep real quick. It's pretty nuts, dude. Yeah, for sure. Pokemon Go setting change is a huge improvement. Let's see what they're talking about here. Should I work in the games industry? Dude, I don't think anybody's going to be working in the games industry here pretty soon. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny because it's true. It's just going to be full of executives and nobody to do any work besides AI. That's where we're headed. That's the way it feels anyways. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Then they make all these games with AI, and everybody goes, "Dude, these games feel like there's nothing to them. They feel soulless." And the executives would be like, well, it's not our fault. It's the AI technology. And if we had humans working on this, everybody's just going to be flipping the bird to the entire gaming industry. To be like, you guys are terrible, man. Ganondorf, the best protagonist there ever has been. Oh yeah, dude, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I knew exactly where you were headed with that. Yeah. I mean, it really does feel like that's where it's headed, though, right? It's crazy. Ganondorf, dude. Ganondorf is best boy. Link is evil, by the way. If you guys didn't know that. You need to dive maybe a bit deeper into your Legend of Zelda lore. Yeah. Dude. When are we gonna get that? When are we gonna get that Ganondorf game? You know what I mean? Link's a glutton. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yep. We're still waiting for that Ganondorf game, man. Wow, IGN. Took you 3 weeks to hop on the same story that everybody else had already reported on. Switch 2 reportedly delayed till next year. Jesus, guys. Really? Sorry. New Dying Light game launching next year? Not on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, or PC. That means it's mobile, right? What else could it be? And gets lots of ladies, that's right. Wait, what? Gearbox escaping Embracer? Is somebody finally buying Gearbox out from underneath Embracer? We just saw where Saber's getting out, right? Let's see what's happening there. Metroidvania Somber Echoes announced for PC. Let's take a look at this. I'm back to using Firefox today. I haven't had time. I've got a little bit of an issue between, switching my browsers that I've got to figure out. I still need to use Firefox for now. There's some issues that I have to sort out. And it's been a weird fill right now. So, I'll get it sorted. I just haven't had time to work with it. I like Opera a lot. I'm still using Opera for, a lot of my other stuff, but just for the video gaming news searches and stuff right now, I need to use Firefox. So it's a weird situation. Yeah, we knew this. Bro, I don't know. I've gone through all kinds of settings. I've gone through, uninstalling and installing, uninstalling all. I don't really have that many extensions on either, but uninstalling extensions, trying stuff, reinstalling them. I mean, dude, I can't. The only thing I really haven't tried is totally uninstalling Firefox and reinstalling it to see if that works. And I thought about that the other day. I was like, I might need to just try that. So I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I'm probably just, as long as I can get this little final piece figured out for what I need Opera to get done for me, then I'm just gonna switch over. I'm done with it. It's weird. I don't know what happened, dude. So many settings I ran through, so many blog posts and stuff that I've read about what could be causing the issues, and just nothing, dude. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yep. Yeah, I haven't tried that. I mean, I could. I just don't know why. I mean, you know. So weird, dude. I don't know. It's so odd. Just out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden, dude. Just things just got totally bonked. And I hadn't messed with anything. This is the weird thing. You know as well as I do, though. Technology be doing that to you sometimes. So I don't know. But I do like, the thing is, I like Opera. Opera feels good. Opera's pretty cool. I like Opera right now. So I'll probably stick with Opera. As long as I can get this final little piece figured out. But I need to do a little bit of troubleshooting. So we'll get it figured out. One way or another. We already talked about this. The weird thing is this. Wait, what? Yeah. It does, but I've also... So... Opera has some different built-in things to it already, but you don't necessarily have to use them. If you have other things that you know, like extensions that you're fond of or whatever, right? So just like any other browser. So I've done a little bit of research about its built-in things and stuff like that, and it seems decent, you know. But I'm sticking with the things that I'm comfortable with and that I've been using and that I like. So that's kind of been my go-to for it. But it does seem like it's got some decent default integrations for things like that, like ad blockers and things of that nature. I want to see this. No. Interesting. Okay, that's what we wanted. Yeah. Vindictus Defying Fate public pre-alpha test arrives soon. Pre-alpha. Okay. So not even alpha yet. Sea of Thieves co-developer has laid off some employees. So sad. I know. It's a rough look, dude. More AI, right? Bandai Namco Steam RPG delisted with no warning? Huh. Bro, what just happened? Oh my god, dude. We really it was crazy. We let me just real quick here. Yo, thanks for the sad face, by the way, buddy. Stars game last night was so good. So good. It was one of those crazy games where, I mean, we played a team that we really should have just blown out of the water, and really we outplayed them. The entire game we outplayed them. We had it went into overtime. And then it went into a shootout. I've got to talk about sports for a second because this game was wild. I mean, we almost doubled them in shots. Our shots were phenomenal. It was crazy. I mean, their goalie was nuts last night, dude. And it was just so crazy that that we didn't just win in regulation. It was just one of those really weird games. But and then they had a goal where our goalie blocked the puck, but it popped up in the air and landed down and was like basically bouncing and spinning and rotating like on the red line of the goal, and it just happened to go a little bit over before our goalie reached back and swiped it out, so they got to go. It was a weird night, but went into an overtime shootout, man, and like 7 rounds into the shootout, which is pretty deep. And Jamie Benn, man, put a nasty deke on their goalie, man, to win it for the Stars. It was glorious. It was super late last night, dude. And I was just stayed up watching the game. Me and my daughter watched. Oh, dude, there's a new movie on Netflix too. Check this out, with Adam Sandler, by the way. And it's not normal Adam Sandler, by the way. It's not the Adam Sandler that we grew up with. It's not slapstick. Called Spaceman. What are people rating this? Really? I thought it was pretty wild, dude. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty wild little watch, man. It was different. It was a different kind of show, dude. It was wild. It was wild. I didn't even hear anything about this, but I just threw on Netflix yesterday, and this was on there, and me and my daughter started watching it together, and it was crazy. If you watch it, you'll know one of the reasons that I liked it so much. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you'll find out. So maybe something to look into. But if you have never seen the movie Old as well by M. Night, is it Shyamalan? Is that how you say his name? About the people who get put on a beach and time goes by really fast. I'd seen it before, but my daughter likes kind of, thriller, horror kind of vibe movies. As long as they're not, she's still kind of young, so I try to find ones that aren't too vulgar, too disturbing and stuff, right? Oh, the Face Stealer, so good. Oh, yeah, dude. The Face Stealer. Oh, bro, when I saw the Face Stealer, I was like, oh, baby. That is such a cool monster, dude. I had forgotten all of that. I mean, it's been so long since I watched the cartoon, And, oh, yeah, so good, dude. So good. But she really liked the movie Old. We watched Old together last night, and then we watched the Stars game to finish the night out. Let me talk about pizza for a moment, though. So I got myself, we got pizza. Me and my daughter got pizza last night. We just hung out and watched movies and watched the Stars game together and stuff because my son and my wife are out of town seeing family. And so, yeah, dude. Okay, so what I did was I got us take and bake pizza. We've got these, if you don't know what Papa Murphy's are, Papa Murphy's is a chain of pizza places where you order pizza, but you pick it up and then you take it home and you bake it. So it's not cooked there. It's just prepared there. But you order it like any other place. So what I did was I ordered myself a large pineapple and bacon bit pizza. But because it hadn't been baked yet, I had this idea. So I brought the pizza back. We're getting ready to bake it. I got my sriracha out. And then I just drizzled sriracha all over the pizza before I put it in the oven. And I had another idea. And I was like, I think this could work. So I got a little bit of honey out too. And I drizzled a little bit of honey on the pizza. And so it was pineapple, bacon bit pizza with sriracha and honey drizzle on top. And I didn't I didn't like slather it on there. I just drizzled a little bit. Just drizzled a little bit over the pizza before I baked it. Holy crap, it worked. It was so good. So good. I've got one piece left. I ate almost an entire large pizza last night. I'm so fat. Try garlic salt? Just, what do you mean, like, on a pizza? Or what? Yeah, on a pepperoni pizza. Yeah, I don't think I can't say I've ever tried that either, dude. But it sounds really good. I'm all about throwing like a ton of like red pepper flake and stuff like that, but I don't think I've ever just gone for like some garlic salt. It's a good idea. I'll have to try that out. It was a good night last night, though. We had a good time. We just hung out. She liked that movie Old as well. She liked that. She thought that was cool. Pretty wild. Monster Hunter 20th Anniversary Bundle, 70% off on Steam. Let's pull this up real quick. Take a look. Is this what they're talking? This is probably what they're talking about. The 20th Anniversary Complete Pack. Tuesday is like $10 pizza day. What's that get you? Interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of there's a Capcom sale right now. This is basically what it is. We've talked about this already. There's a Capcom sale going on Steam right now if you're not aware, so you can go hop on there. All kinds of Resident Evil stuff, Street Fighter stuff, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, which I put 130 hours into. And you know, if you're anticipating the second game, maybe play the first game. Mega Man, you know, Monster Hunter, Devil May Cry, Dead Rising. Just a ton of stuff, man. So, if you're interested, go check it out. Cool. I mean, is it just is that all you can? Is it like you can get different toppings? Is it multiple toppings? What size are we talking here? You know, because that's what Papa Murphy's has actually got pretty good deals on the daily. Like, it's Papa Murphy's. They have these specials that they do all the time where you can get like an extra large. I think it's like a New York style is what it is. So it's kind of like a thinner crust pizza, but you can either get pepperoni. You can get pepperoni and sausage, or you can just get a 3 cheese pizza for like $10, dude. But it's extra. They're flipping huge, you know? And then, like, what did I... so I got just a regular large 2-topping pizza at on special for like $11. It was like $10.99, you know, is what I got for myself because I wanted the bacon bit and the pineapple. So Papa Murphy's has really good prices, dude. Dude, those extra large New York style pizzas are flipping massive, really, really huge. Like my daughter's a pretty good eater, dude, and she only ate like 3 pieces last night, I think, something like that. You know, they go a long ways. All right, man. Happy wife. Happy ferret life. Yeah, dude. Take it easy, buddy. Happy Sunday, man. Hope your head starts feeling better. I don't think they'll be able to fix Payday 3, I'll be honest with you. All right, let's stick with what we got here. And that didn't load. Interesting. Sea of Thieves co-developer lays off handful of employees. Situation is heartbreaking. Brother, come on. There we go. It's been another difficult week for the video gaming industry in 2024. Now the UK indie developer Radical Forge has announced it's laying off a handful of people, reportedly 6 employees to be exact. The same team which worked alongside Flix Interactive and Rare on the free update Sea of Thieves, A Pirate's Life, is experiencing a minor restructuring, according to GamesIndustry.biz. An official statement on social media noted how these changes would not affect the delivery of existing projects, but admitted it was heartbreaking for everyone involved. Radical Forge quoted as saying, "We have announced some restructuring at Radical Forge to continue operating in the current challenging market. This will mean that there will be a handful of people whose roles or skill sets are no longer needed on current or upcoming projects. Their contracts will end earlier than anticipated. These actions will not affect the delivery of any existing projects. This situation is heartbreaking for all involved. We are a very close-knit company, proud of the people-focused culture we have created. We will do everything we can to ease the situation of anyone affected and help them find alternative roles." Apart from the release of the free story campaign Sea of Thieves: A Pirate's Life in 2021, the same studio has also assisted with the likes of Gang Beasts and Zombie Army 4. Its own IP includes titles like Brightpaw. I do feel like it's a little bit easier to buy into these notions, these default quotes, when they come out of smaller studios than it is the bigger ones, unfortunately. But it's still hard to swallow. Vindictus: Defying Fate public pre-alpha test arrives soon, offering a glimpse into Nexon's upcoming medieval fantasy adventure. All right, let's see what we got. Nexon will host a public pre-alpha test for Vindictus: Defying Fate, the action RPG the company announced earlier this week. Set in a fantasy world inspired by Celtic mythology, the game takes place in the same realm as Nexon's 2010 MMORPG Vindictus, expanding on its world and lore with immersive environments covering everything from dungeons to desolate landscapes, and it boasts plenty of fast-paced combat. Let's take a look at this. You guys know how it goes. The more armor class you get, the less she wears. Right? Where's Soup at? Where's my resident stellar blade lover at, dude? Okay. Featuring a large roster with distinct characters to choose from, which we only saw one of, including Vindictus series favorites Lan and Fiona, you will find each choice comes with unique abilities and combos which will aid you against Fomorian creatures based on classic Irish mythology and the more challenging enemies that dwarf your size, which we also only saw what seemed to be one of. You can also have fun using the character customization tool and its various options to create a character that's personal to you. There are options for appearance, weapons, and combat style, allowing you to choose the combat experience that suits your playstyle and personality. Nexon is going to host a public pre-alpha test for Vindictus: Defying Fate in the coming weeks, with more details including its starting date to be shared soon. To get involved, add the game to your wishlist on Steam before the pre-alpha test begins. Once the pre-alpha test is underway, the game will be available for download. Then you can share your feedback on the game through the game's official Discord server. Interesting. Let's pull up the Steam page real quick. See what they're saying about this. Let's just see what they're saying about this. It sounds like a It is a single-player game currently. The dev team is planning to add multiplayer mode in addition to single-player mode, which will be the main play mode in the launch version. Interesting. But if you're interested here, I'll link this to you. Okay. There you go. Bandai Namco Steam RPG delisted with no warning. An obscure Bandai RPG has been surprisingly delisted from the Steam store without any warning, removing the last available version of the game. RPG Ray, what is that? Gigant? Ray Gigant from Steam, leaving it unavailable on modern platforms. It is a dungeon crawler JRPG tasking players with fending off the invasion of an alien race known as Gigants. Or Gigants, I guess. The delisting comes as rumors have swirled about Bandai's future, with the publisher both canceling several games and filing trademarks for multiple classic franchises. Yeah, interesting. Obviously, we know Bandai for holding the video game rights for a lot of stuff like Dragon Ball, Naruto, Digimon. Bandai publishes From Software stuff, right? Interesting. Obviously, if you owned it already, then it won't be an issue. You'll still be able to download it, play it, all that stuff, but it's just not there for purchase anymore. That's kind of wild. Interesting. I wonder if we'll find out why. Metroidvania Somber Echoes announced for PC. Dude, what the crap? Let's pull this up here. There we go. Publisher bonus stage. Jesus, brother, knock it off. And developer Rock Pocket Games have announced the Metroidvania game Somber Echoes for PC via Steam, launching this fall. Let's see what we got here. We love our Metroidvanias, you know. It looks good visually. Doesn't mean it'll play well though. It does look good. Please tell me this character's name is Hornet. That'd be so fun. Why does that enemy give me Dead Space vibes? Interesting. Take the role of the resurrected Adrestia and embark on an epic journey to prevent your twin sister from unraveling the universe. Master acrobatic combat, explore the Greco-Roman space vessel Atramidos, and shape your destiny in somber echoes. Yeah, progressive traversal. Gain new powers, traverse new locations. That's Metroidvania. Parry and counterattack. Interesting. Is this yeah, okay. We love our Metroidvanias, right? Let's if you guys want to take a look at this here. Shut your mouth. There we go. New Dying Light game launching in 2025. What is this, man? Mobile game? Not on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, or PC. Supporting 1 to 4 players, New Dying Light game is penciled in for a June release date of next year. Techland, the developer behind Dying Light, has partnered with a new company called Glass Cannon Unplugged to create a brand new game based on the popular zombie survival franchise. The twist, however, is that the new Dying Light release is going to be a tabletop board game that already smashed its initial Kickstarter goal. Cool. This is not video gaming news. If you want to take a look at that, by all means, but there you go. It looks like Kotaku is hearing some rumors that Gearbox might finally be getting purchased out from underneath Embracer. Embracer has been shopping Gearbox. And if you're not familiar with Gearbox, they're most notably renowned for their Borderlands games, right? As it's probably pretty easy to tell from that image right there. But Borderlands Studio will escape the most divisive company in gaming. Embracer bought Borderlands maker Gearbox for $1.3 billion back in early 2021 amid an unprecedented acquisition spree that's since turned into a financial disaster. Now, just 3 years later, Kotaku has learned that Gearbox is closer than ever to being sold out from underneath what is arguably the most hated company in gaming. Yeah. So, again, if anybody is not familiar with what has gone down with Embracer to this point, yeah, back around the pandemic time frame, Embracer just turned into this crazy juggernaut of consuming any studio they could. Bought up the rights to the Lord of the Rings. I mean, you name it. They could not stop. It was a gluttonous dive into consuming anything they could. And last year we saw where apparently they were supposed to have a deal laid out with Savvy Games Group. And for those who are not familiar with Savvy Games Group, that's just a business front for the Saudi Arabian government. The Saudi Arabian regime, as it were, and their efforts to invest in the video gaming industry. That is Savvy Games Group. And apparently, Embracer had this $2 billion deal lined up with them, which fell through. Upon it falling through, apparently Embracer had all of their eggs in that basket. And upon it falling through, they have started crushing everything underneath them, firing mass numbers of employees on the constant, shuttering many subsidiaries that they had bought and purchased over the past number of years. It's been a really gross look. It's been one of the most disgusting things to watch amid a very dark time of the past year and a half, for sure. And Embracer really is like at the top of all of it to be noted, for sure. There are a lot of other big companies that have been doing the same thing. Don't get me wrong, Epic, Microsoft. There's Sony's up there. Basically nobody has been left out of this situation of just firing all their employees and acting like, it's acting like the industry's dying or something whenever it's still very lucrative. It's a weird look, but Embracer's been one of, if not the worst. And so, basically, that we knew that they had been shopping around Gearbox for roughly the past half year, but it didn't. The way it kind of had come off was that they were probably asking too much for Gearbox. Either they were asking too much outright, or a lot of companies knew that they were in a bad spot and needed to sell and were trying to lowball. It's probably a combination of both. The other thing we do know is that Embracer is now in negotiations to sell off Saber, right? Which is one of their other subsidiaries. And along with Saber, they are giving Saber the rights to the Knights of the Old Republic remake. That's all getting sold for roughly $500 million US. So after this incredibly wild year to 2 year spree of buying up anything they could, now Embracer is trying to survive by selling everything they can. It's really weird. Bad business, dude. But 2 days ago, the Saber news broke. Now, apparently, maybe somebody is finally taking Gearbox out from underneath Embracer as well. I think that any company that is lucky enough to get out from underneath Embracer's collapse right now is got to feel like they're going to be able to take a breath of fresh air to an extent. Now, who they get bought by and what that means for them in the future isn't necessarily going to mean they're free and clear, but getting out from underneath Embracer right now has got to feel good. Gearbox is leaving the Embracer fallout behind as devs wait for an answer on what's next. Embracer bought Borderlands maker Gearbox for $1.3 billion back in early 2021 amid an unprecedented acquisition spree, since turned out to be a financial disaster. 3 years later, Kotaku has learned that Gearbox is closer than ever to being sold out from underneath what is arguably the most hated company in gaming. Yeah. Gearbox CEO and co-founder Randy Pitchford held a town hall with staff earlier this week in which he told employees a decision had been made regarding the studio's future, with more information to be shared next month. According to two sources familiar with the meeting, for months now, Pitchford has told developers at Gearbox that there were three possible scenarios: stay with Embracer, sell to someone else, or finance a buyout and go back to being independently run. That would be the best option, number 3 there. Kotaku understands the decision was made to sell, and a deal is in the late stages of being finalized. Embracer did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Pitchford sent Kotaku the following statement: "I'm delighted that what we might be up to is interesting enough to people that you want to make a story about us for your readers. Honored and humbled that our company is a topic of rumor, speculation, and discussion. As always, we will be thrilled to share whatever we have, projects to announce or news to share as we work hard towards our mission to entertain the world." Yeah, all of this is stuff I already talked about. Even in the current hellscape of the gaming industry, Embracer is viewed as one of the more pernicious parasites. Yeah, grew fat on low-interest financing and a post-pandemic market frenzy that allowed it to snatch up big-name studios and IPs, only to leave them all without a safety net when the big risky bets didn't magically metastasize into a business plan. Yep. Terrible. And this is what I was talking about before as well. Bloomberg reported that Saber Interactive, currently in charge of the remake of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, will be sold out from underneath Bracer to some private investors for $500 million as well. So we will be looking for more information on the front of this Saber situation, because we don't have a lot of information about that yet, as well as what's happening here with Gearbox. Okay, so we'll keep trying to pay attention and see what we get. What up, Soup? Burnout from gaming? Unacceptable! How dare you? Mods! Put Soup in Peepo jail! Do it now! Bored of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for a while? Interesting. How many hours do you have in it? What's up, Soup? Happy Sunday, buddy. Five hours. Stuck in the open world where it's not unlocked yet. Wait, what? You didn't follow the yellow markings. You needed to follow the yellow markings. Follow the yellow paint, dude. Turn this off. I don't want to watch this. Stop that. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, everybody has a different threshold for kind of getting gameplay getting stale and stuff. I was talking about this the other day. Sorry, man. I need more coffee and I need pizza. We're definitely having pizza for breakfast today. So I think a lot of people have a different threshold for games becoming stale. I think sometimes it also depends on the genre of the game and what it offers content-wise. That's okay. You know, if you're bored with it right now, then, you know, there's nothing that says you have to keep playing it. Go play something different for a little bit until you're ready to go back to it. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. I usually get, in a lot of my lengthier playthroughs, I usually get somewhere between, it's like an average of 150 hours, and I'm like, God, I really need to play something else. You know? Well, find something else to do, buddy. You know? See if you can find something that'll you know, get you back into the right spot for that gamer mentality or whatever. You know? Do a puzzle, dude. Watch a nice anime series and do a puzzle. Still hyped for Dragon's Dogma 2? Me too, brother. Me too. Yeah. For sure. But I don't know. It's not bad to, like, maybe take a break, find something different to do. Just eat a bunch of food. Eat a bunch of food. Do a nice puzzle. And watch a sick anime series. Something like that. Take a nice nap. Eat a bunch of food. Start a puzzle. Watch some anime and just fall asleep while you watch that anime. You know? That sounds great. Sounds great. And then you'll be ready to game after that, probably. Yeah. No doubt. Yo, have you seen the mills, by the way? Check these mills out. Look at these meals we'll be eating in Unicorn Overlord, dude. Woo wee, boy. We're going to be eating good, son. Wow, those look good. Show me more of the food. Look at that one, dude. Fresh caught seafood paella, dude. A little bit of some fruits. Oh, yeah, look at that one. Woo! I'm going to be eating some of that for breakfast. Leftover pizza, baby. Yeah. Man, I'm hungry. Can you guys tell? All right. Let's keep going. Pokemon Day 2024 promises prize catches in all forms. As long as you're playing Pal World. The National Day calendar lists February 27th as National Strawberry Day, National Retro Day, and National Polar Bear Day. Bro, when was this article? Wait, what? Oh, posted March 2nd. Okay. However, worldwide, the same date is known as Pokemon Day, a time to look back on Pokemon's impact on pop culture and forward to its newest developments in relinquishing its title to the Pals every year. Let's see. Well, let's just a legendary announcement. Yeah, we talked about that already. I was getting more towards like literal pocket monsters. Oh, trading card game. This is the thing we hadn't really seen yet. So the we did get some info about from community members, Cash and Soup, about the Pocket Monsters stuff happening with their digital trading card game. They've always had a digital trading card game, but it's been more of like a desktop app. I don't know that they've had like a mobile application, you know? So, while video games are perhaps the most notable elements of the Pokemon franchise in modern times, one cannot forget the trading card game is also a tremendous part of its legacy. Most view participating in this game as an act that involves physical booster packs, travel, and maintaining excessively large stockpiles of paper and cardboard. But during this week's presentation, the Pokemon Company announced that that game will soon be available in the palm of your hand. According to Pokemon Presents Video, their new phone application known as Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket will allow users to open booster packs and create a digital collection of cards, as well as zoom in on them to view special extended artwork. Players can also use the app to trade cards with friends, even conduct battles using a simplified version of the card game. While no exact date was given in the video, it's expected to be released later this year. You want to know something crazy? I found not too long ago where some of the starter boxes of the original release Pokemon cards. I have some of those. I haven't even looked at them. I just found them in some of the old stuff that I had as a kid. GTA 6 is going to be so delayed because of bad employee treatment, crunch culture, nobody wants to work in the office, delayed till 2036. I know you want it. It's not looking good for you though, buddy. Oh no! Beyond the Horizon. No announcement showcases this better than this year's Pokemon Go announcement. Features a crossover with the currently airing anime series Pokemon Horizons. Crossover adds several Pokemon from the series into Pokemon Go for a limited time, including Charcadet, Armarouge, Ceruledge, and a Pikachu in a captain's hat. In addition to these new encounters, all hatching experience will be doubled throughout the event, and the main human characters from the series, Liko and Roy, will appear in photobombs. There's a lot to take in here. If you need more Pokemon copium, dude, then take a look at everything else here. But I covered the gist of it, so take a look. Pokemon Go setting change is a huge improvement. So Pokemon Go players can make a quick change in their settings to vastly improve game performance at the cost of battery life. Oh. No, nobody cares about Pokemon anymore. It's all about the pals, dude. Pokemon Go fans may benefit from toggling on the native refresh rate feature for smoother visuals. It makes the game run significantly faster at the cost of battery life. Pal World taking Pokemon down, dude. Interesting. Well, that's what you need to know. Go to settings. Okay. Go to advanced settings. Toggle native refresh rate. Your battery will suffer, but your eyes will love it. That's what you need to know. GTA 7 needs 5 billion, please. The more the better. Yeah, that's not unrealistic, honestly, by the time they even start making that. Xbox Game Pass is losing 3 games on March 15th. What are these? Hard Space, Shipbreaker, Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, Remastered, and Shredders. On the bright side, the new games Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun, which hits in 2 days. Then Lightyear Frontier, MLB The Show 24, Diablo 4, and Open Roads are all coming later in March. Okay, guys, we've already hit on that. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown comes with a big catch. It looks impressive, but it comes with a major setback that may turn away some prospective players. So the game is offering an expansive campaign with lush Hong Kong island setting, focusing on multiplayer sandbox experience. The game's always online requirement may deter players without consistent online access, as it is following a divisive industry trend seen in newer games. Developer KT Racing is prioritizing performance and stability for Solar Crown, but it will be interesting to see if it addresses concerns about the game's online nature in the near future. Always online requirement. People are not a fan of that. Multiplayer sandbox, slated for release this year at some point. Leaning into its branding as not only a racer, but as a lifestyle experience. A 1-to-1 scale to the real-world Hong Kong island location. The game focuses on a shadowy organization, Team Rocket. No, I'm kidding. Named Radiant, known for enjoying prestige cars and competition, sponsoring a racing competition called the Solar Crown. It seems like the vision for the game is to offer an expansive campaign that spans the island, utilizing the open world format to its benefit to highlight the speed and variety of cars at the player's disposal. The game also features a multiplayer component, and Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown's Explorer trailer delivers the notion that a race could start at any minute because there could be anyone driving around the next road, patch of dirt, or line of trees. Though the idea is ambitious, games like Death Stranding have accomplished similar feats in different genres, suggesting it could work. The game's online connection is required not just to access the online features, but to work in general. This aspect of the game is a red flag to some, as there are some people who have current gen systems, but do not necessarily have consistent or quality online access. Because of this, one requirement, some would-be players may choose to spend money on a different racer. Yeah, let's take a look at this.
Tell me I'm a monster, covered in rust, dust to dust. Playing nice. Tell me I'm a
Interesting. Yeah, online only is definitely something that is very, very prominent nowadays. A lot of people don't like it, and developers keep doing it though, you know, and they keep getting flack for it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Performance Mode visual update is on the way to the director's states. For anybody having issues, it looks like this is headed our way. According to outlet One More Game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director Naoki Hamaguchi has stated that an update patch for the game is in the works, with at least part of its intention consisting of a fix for the visual quality in performance mode. No precise date for the arrival was stated, other than Hamaguchi believing it would arrive soon. The update is being done on feedback from players, particularly regarding how some of the facial lighting is inadequate. Hamaguchi's comments are quoted as below. We've received a lot of feedback on whether the graphics in the performance mode will be improved or not. We hear you, and we are currently working on an update patch to improve that aspect. I don't think the release date would be very far away from now. We have heard from players that in certain situations, the facial lighting makes some character shadows look very scary. So that's one part of the update that we are working on. Scary's good though, right? Okay, so a patch is apparently on the way to try and fix some of the performance mode issues. Last but not least, we're going to watch an extended look here at something we talked about yesterday. A hack and slasher or a cozy life sim. No Rest for the Wicked, right? So the same studio that brought us the Ori games is bringing us a new title coming out next month, which we are quite possibly going to be playing here, called No Rest for the Wicked. It looks very good, and they have a new showcase gameplay overview, which is fairly long. It's about 25 minutes, but I think it's worth taking a look at and seeing what everything that's being brought to the table for us here. I'm partial to these kinds of games. Growing up, being such a big fan of dungeon crawling, hack and slash ARPG games, this one has caught my attention. It's also got a very, very pretty art style, which is, you know, to be expected coming from the same developers that brought us Ori, right? But let's take a look at this. Let's watch this and see what this is going to be kind of showing us, okay? And this will be what we're ending our news segment on. So if anybody has anything else you want to talk about and bring to the table as far as video gaming news, then let me know and we'll address it before we end the news segment this morning, okay?
Hey everyone, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Gennady.
We founded Moon Studios during the rise of independent games in 2010.
Back then, there weren't all that many modern Metroidvania games out there, and so we created Ori
Is that loud
and the
enough?
Blind Forest.
Guys?
Ori became a huge success with gamers and critics alike, and it helped spark new interest in the genre.
Our next project was supposed to be something totally different, because for over 20 years we've been playing action RPGs religiously, and we always dreamt of where this genre could be taken next. At the same time, we felt that we could do even more within the Metroidvania genre, and so we embarked on making Ori and the Will of the Wisps. We ultimately shipped another game that was incredibly well received, and that
This
we're
video
deeply,
sounds like
deeply proud of.
it's a little bit
But we had
low
never
audio-wise,
forgotten
actually.
about our dream of creating our own action RPG. We have left our mark on one genre before. Now we hope to do the same for action RPGs.
Our story begins 841 years after the Embrace.
King Harald is dead, and he is to be succeeded by his young and untested son Magnus. Meanwhile, rumors of the return of a great plague, known as the pestilence, are starting to emerge. Madrigal Celine, a ruthless figure in the church, sees the pestilence as a chance to prove herself. These forces converge on the backwater of Isola Sacra, where rebel groups and the provincial government fight for control amid the isle's crumbling ruins. As a Sarim, a member of an ancient sect devoted to defeating the pestilence, you are sent on a merchant ship to investigate. En route, your ship comes under attack from a rebel group known as the Risen. The battle leaves the vessel battered and badly damaged. The ship stands little chance as it limps towards the shore, and it is torn apart on the rocks at sea. You find yourself washed up at the shores of Isola Sacra, bruised and unarmed, and end up caught in the midst of both a vast political struggle and a fight for survival.
Wait, what did you say? Palworld got nothing over the $2 billion budget? They didn't have a $2 billion budget. What are you talking
With no rest for the wicked,
I didn't
we
even see
decided
that.
to handcraft an entirely seamless world. Nothing in this game is procedurally generated. Instead of moving across a randomly generated flat plane, throughout this showcase you will notice that our world is dense, interactive, uses a ton of verticality, and that every inch was crafted by a designer.
They said nothing's procedurally generated.
You'll be well served, always paying attention to your surroundings.
Is that what they
too.
said?
There are secret areas just about everywhere that usually reward you with precious items. Instead of we decided to handcraft an entirely seamless world. Nothing in this game is procedurally generated. Instead of moving across a randomly generated flat plane, throughout this showcase you will notice that our world is dense, interactive, uses a ton of verticality, and that every inch was crafted by a designer.
So every time you play the game, it's just the exact same every time? Nothing's procedurally generated?
You'll be well served.
They act like
always paying
procedurally
attention
generated
to
is a
your
bad
surroundings,
thing.
too. There are secret areas just about everywhere that usually reward you with precious items. Loot in No Rest for the Wicked is randomized. It ensures that every player has their own unique experience, and that every time you explore an area, you might just finally get that last gold ore or new battle axe you've been waiting for. We abandoned the old point-and-click model to move your character around. We wanted players to have ultimate control over their character. Every movement you make should feel tactile and be intentional. For that reason, we designed Wicked to be played using WASD or a controller.
Good.
I knew it. Should have never brought you on board. You'll never make it to Sacrament from here.
Instead of going for realism, our goal is always to create games that look like a painting come to life. Our artists spent years meticulously modeling and hand-painting all of Isola Sacra. You will traverse through plenty of breathtakingly beautiful environments, lit with natural day and night cycles, immersed in dynamic weather. We also engineered a very special way of rendering our top-down world, where you can always see so much further into the distance. Our goal was to make everything as interactive as possible. If an object looks like you can climb it, then you can actually climb it. And if an object is too thin to walk over it, you might just need to balance your way across.
Right from the start, we decided to create an animation-driven combat system, which to us meant that every attack you make should be carefully considered. We wanted to bring weighty, precision-driven combat to the top-down space. Combat that's inspired by several different genres, from ARPGs to fighting games.
See the
In
stamina
order to
bar.
overcome an opponent, you need to watch out for telegraphed behaviors and then punish accordingly. Timing, spacing, and weapon weight are incredibly important in Wicked's combat model. In A Rest for the Wicked, every single weapon has its own unique moveset and stats driven by RNG.
What about your character? Do you get to like choose what character you're going through here playing as? Do you, or is it just always the?
Using this dagger, I'll have a hard time breaking this enemy's shield. Let's try something different. If you time it just right, you can parry incoming attacks, allowing you to exploit an enemy's opening.
The animation does look good.
Gear in No Rest for the Wicked comes in 4 different rarities. White items are common. Unlike in other ARPGs, they're not trash loot. We instead made those the most customizable. Blue items are rare. They offer only positive enchantments. Purple items are cursed. They offer very positive enchantments, but they also come with a cursed enchantment. Gold items are unique. They are specifically handcrafted by our designers and offer unique enchantments. This rare claymore we found has an enchantment that increases my focus gain whenever I deal damage. Every weapon has a chance to drop with its own unique rune, which can then be extracted and used on other weapons. That way, players can come up with their own unique moveset. You gain focus through combat. It is then used to perform rune attacks. Let's try one.
Oh, that was sick. Cut that dude in half. I like it. Get back there and get that loot, dude. Oh, I can't handle it. Oh, there's loot back there.
Sometimes, all you need is a little push.
That was awesome.
Every weapon you'll find in No Rest for the Wicked has its own bespoke moveset, custom made by our incredible animation department. Squash and stretch and other animation principles directly inform our combat design. Layered on top of that, enchantments that drastically impact weapon behavior, and our deep rune system. All of this culminates in a weapon system that we feel is extremely fun
Nice,
and
there's
engaging
ranged in
and
there
allows
too, that's
every
cool.
player to create their own style of combat.
Dude, is that a face hugger?
When it comes to gear like armor, there is a wide range of options, each with their own design and attributes. The weight of such items even affects your movement in combat. For instance, if you opt in for a lighter, faster build, you can quick step out of enemies' way. Quick steps are fast and don't consume a lot of stamina. With medium weight build, your character will dodge roll. Those are slower and consume more stamina.
Or you can fat roll.
For No Rest for the Wicked, we
There,
designed
nice,
a
dude.
soft
Here it
class
is.
system.
Yo, Cappy, what's up? I still haven't watched it.
Instead
I'm so
of
sorry.
locking you into a character class,
Last night was
that
just
you
all
then
hanging
have
out
to
with my
adhere
daughter,
to
I'm
for the
sorry.
entire playthrough, we want you to have the flexibility and freedom to play as the type of character you
I will,
want
though,
to,
I promise.
and
I
even
will
come
watch
up
it.
with character classes we haven't even thought of.
How are you? Happy Sunday.
So far, we've shown what combat looks like with a more melee-focused build. Let's take a look at how combat changes for a mage. This character build uses a two-handed staff. We have 3 rune specials available: Blink, Fireball, and Nova.
No, I will. I'll get it watched soon.
Fighting
It's
multiple
just,
enemies
you know,
is
sometimes
always
those
tricky.
kinds of things are hard for me to find time because
When
I am
used
just always so
right,
busy outside
Nova
of the
can be
stream
an
stuff. So.
absolute
But I will.
blast.
I'll get it watched. It won't take me 20 years. Probably just like 19.
The uniqueness of
No,
each item
no,
you
I'll get it
find in
watched
craft,
soon. I will.
Being able to create any character build you can think of through
How's your
our
weekend going?
software system
Happy Sunday,
and
friendo.
the randomized loot, all of these systems combine to ensure each playthrough and every player's experience is never truly the same.
Nice. Bosses. Oh, I like this guy. Thank it.
I saw a Sakura is riddled with plagued enemies known as the Torn. As you can see, this Torn has been left to mutate and fester and will prove particularly vicious. Our best course of action is to study his moves and attack whenever we see an opening. Bosses are also quite brutal in No Rest for the Wicked. They will punish every mistake you will make. But keep a cool head, make use of all of the skills you've learned, and you just might succeed. As you can see, No Rest for the Wicked is an intensely skill-based game. Your gear greatly
I like, dude, that's
influences
so
your power in
cool
battle.
that
Whether you die, overcome the
doing fire
challenges
damage like
ultimately
catches them
down
on
to
fire
your
for a little
skill.
bit and stuff, you know, like that's great detail. Look at that. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, nice parry, dude. I was wondering if you'd be able to parry some of their attacks, and they showed it happen. That's great. Dude's looking kind of bony. Yeah.
Along your journey, you will come across the town of Sakura,
Chilling in bed? Yo,
the
that sounds
capital of
great.
Isola Sakura.
Nice and peepo comfy,
Sacrament
are you?
is a
You all
war-torn
peepo
place,
comfy?
But over the course of your journey,
I'm
you
all
can
peepo
help rebuild
fat.
Sacrament to its former glory.
Oh, ignore their games, Saren. They likely never seen one of your kind.
In order to demonstrate that, we'll switch to a realm that's already a little more advanced. Our goal is to make Sacrament as interesting and interactive as possible.
I'm getting hyped about this game.
Read about it, Mary Weather. Tailors at your service. Mary, we agreed.
Yeah, peepo
Run it,
comfy.
Gosford.
Nice,
Don't
nice.
pretend you don't smell it. Come have a taste.
And players will be in control over how Sacrament will evolve over time. For example, after my previous expedition, I helped Fillmore rebuild his smithy. He now sells better gear and is also able to upgrade our gear to a higher level. To that effect, we aim to make investing resources into Sacrament as satisfying and rewarding as investing resources into your character is.
It looks so cool.
Let's take a look at another way you can make Sacrament your own.
In Sacrament, you'll be able to purchase real estate. Well, if you have the funds to afford it.
The city's gone to shit.
Property
Real
in
estate's
Sacrament
expensive, yo.
can get a little bit expensive, but accumulate the riches and you can choose from a wide range of properties to suit
That's
anyone's
awesome.
taste. Your house is the perfect place to stash your loot, craft items, relax, and plan everything out for your next big run through the dangerous areas surrounding Sacrament. I just moved in here, so it's a little bit barren. Let's fix that. Out on your journey, you'll be able to collect or harvest valuable resources, which then can be used to craft new gear,
No
furniture
flipping
for your
way,
home,
dude.
or even make improvements to the town itself. Catch a fish, for example, and it can be cooked and eaten, of course. But certain fish scales might even make for
Oh
some
my god!
fine art.
It's got fishing! Yep, definitely playing
While
this game.
I was on the shores of Sakura, I collected some pine wood. So now let's make use of that and make this place a little bit more cozy.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
Housing is incredibly cool in No Rest for the Wicked. Since you're not constrained to a grid, you can come up with some really organic looking designs. The table looks nice, but it's missing something. Much better. While some items you can place in your house are just cosmetic, our goal is for most of them to be functional and have a gameplay purpose. With a range of properties to purchase and an incredibly flexible interior design system, we hope players will be able
I'm
to
so glad they
find
give you
and
character
design a
creation
unique
choices too,
place
so
for
people
them
can
to
either
call
play as
home.
like male, female, whatever. This. You're gonna be able to grind?
One last thing we'd like to show you today is a system we call Alive. Although No Rest for the Wicked features a traditional campaign, it was important to us that the Solar
Oh,
Sector
that's
is
cool,
very much
Cappy.
a living,
I
breathing
respect
world.
that.
In order to show you what that means, we're going to go to an area called Mariner's Keep. This is an area I've previously ventured through and explored. However, since my last journey through here, NIF have overrun the local area, presenting entirely new threats for me to tackle and resources for me to scavenge. The world of No Rest for the Wicked is constantly changing around you. And each time you visit a region, you'll be faced with a drastically different experience.
Whoa! God dang! Right. Yeah, that's cool.
In No
I like
Rest
it.
for the Wicked,
Oh, that was
you
dope.
never really know what to expect.
That's gonna piss me off.
For those of you who asked about endgame, yes, we've got you covered. While we don't want to give away too much at this point, once you reach the endgame,
Grindable
you can enter the
endgame.
Serum Crucible. This is where you'll have to test your metal against some of the toughest enemies within No Rest for the Wicked.
That's what I'm talking about.
Our goal is and always has been
Nice.
to create a very different action RPG,
That's awesome.
one that will hopefully move the genre forward. We believe that Moon Studios is in an incredibly unique position to deliver on this vision. We have
Game
some
looks
of the
awesome.
best talent in the world united behind this, and we're not afraid to take the risks that need to be taken in order to change up the status quo.
We've poured an incredible amount of blood, sweat, and tears into this project. And now we're at a point where we need
Yeah, I
your
respect
help
that.
to shape and build Wicked into the best game it can
I've
possibly
played games where it's very annoying.
Therefore,
I've played
we'd
games
like
where it's
to
very
invite
helpful
all
too.
of you who love this
So-
genre, who grew up with it the same way we did, and who are excited to see a new take on it, to join us on this journey. And so we're happy to announce that we're going to be launching No Rest for the Wicked after all of these years into Steam Early Access next month on April 18th.
Over the course of early access, we'll be tweaking, patching, and balancing the game with your input. And you will also see major content updates throughout development
Multiplayer.
until Wicked 1.0 release. At which point,
The
we're planning
breach
to
for
release
update
on
2
consoles
and then
as well.
further updates beyond
Wicked
that.
has been built from the ground up with multiplayer
Oh.
in mind. So the first of these major updates that we will be releasing in early access will be providing
I'm
you
so
with an
excited.
innovative multiplayer experience, allowing you to play Wicked alongside or even against your friends.
Our second major content update
Who's
will
ready to
bring all
co-op?
new regions to Sakura, new enemies, narrative updates, and so much more. With story, system, and gameplay content updates to follow thereafter.
Your support and feedback during this very critical part of early access really does make a difference. No Rest for the Wicked begins a new era for Moon Studios.
I'm so
and we're
excited
committed
about
to this
this.
project for the long run.
We're incredibly excited about what will be No Rest for the Wicked already in day 1 of early access,
That
and we
looks
can't
beautiful.
wait to show you all the stuff that will follow in the months to come. Once the showcase is over, be sure to tune in to your favorite media and content creators for the hands-on impressions of No Rest for the Wicked immediately following this showcase.
We can't wait to see you all on April 18th.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'll pull this up real quick for you guys. We've been looking at it more and more here recently. April 18th, man. Ooh-wee. A month and a half. We got the roadmap on here. A lot of info. Looks very, very good. I'm really, really excited about this one. Looking like a definite play for us. We'll see how far we are into Dragon's Dogma 2 by the time it drops on early access, but I'm playing this. I'm playing this year for sure. So, on that note, man, that's video gaming news for today, March 3rd. You guys rock. Happy flipping Sunday, man. I hope everybody's weekend's going very well. Little bit of a, I guess it wasn't too short of a news segment. It would have been a little bit shorter had we not watched that long video right there for No Rest of the Wicked, but it was a good video. I liked that. So, I don't know. We'll go play some more RoboQuest for today until we start. We've got roughly 5 or 6 days left until we'll be starting Unicorn Overlord, so we'll just keep RoboQuesting it up until then, more than likely. The game's a banger. It's very, very good. It's a lot of fun. We get to co-op it with friendos, and so it's good time, man. The game's fun, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So we'll keep doing that. But if anybody's been able to hang out this morning, you're not familiar with what we do around here. We start off all of our streams every single day with video gaming news. Streams begin at roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT. That would be 7 a.m. Eastern or 4 a.m. Pacific time, where we always begin with trying to stay current with what's happening in the video gaming industry as a whole, promote a healthier industry, a better place for all of us as video gaming enthusiasts and consumers, and try to shine a light and some awareness on maybe some of those companies in the industry that are not doing well by us, okay? After that, we go play games. We have a good time. We've got an amazing community here, always lifting each other up. Just video games brings us together. We're all passionate about video games, but it's also about creating an environment that we all feel welcome and spreading good vibes in, trying to be void of negativity and toxicity, and excuse me, just taking care of one another, being civil about things, those kinds of sentiments. So if you can dig that, come be a part of it. We're always looking for more good peoples to spread the good vibes and enjoy the world of video games with us. So come do that. I guess other than that, you guys rock. Big love, yo. We're not going anywhere. Stream's not going down. I'm going to run us an outro real quick, and then whenever the outro is finished, we will start getting prepared for playing, I think it's day 5 of RoboQuest. Cool? You guys rock. Be right back.